Thank you very much for your feedback about our first video where I'm talking with my undergrad student Abdul Sattar how to write results. So the last time we discussed about how to prepare the table, and now the focus of this video is how to prepare the maps for the results section. And the project we are talking about is the geospatial mapping of solar potential at the building footprint levels. And the study area in this case is we have northern part of Pakistan and some part of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. And we have the different data set, but eventually we will be going up to the district, and then further into the districts we have a building footprints, and which we calculated the solar potential at the building footprint level. And this paper is talking about how we calculate this solar potential and as well as aggregation of these reserves at the certain geographic levels. And the final for the mapping, we are going to use the Union Council level results. We were talking about eligible, kind of eligible buildings, we can say eligible or having a better potential for the rooftop solar panel installation in this case. So the results we are going to discuss about is this data set, and which we have that information about the number of units at the building footprint level can be possible by using the solar panels. We need to remind what are the main objectives. So we have a first objective, identification of districts using population statistics, estimate solar radiation potential using a S3 tool, and finally we need to identify the areas where the mountains are a hurdle of for electricity or kind of things. Okay, so last time we have prepared some results. Can we go to the results and see what we have done? So, Siddhar, what was our plan for the like on those tables?
So we have discussed that we have to create three kinds of results. First, overall results where we are presenting the data for each and every building. We are characterizing the buildings according to the MULDAs they have. And the second objective was to characterize the buildings where their location is, like districts wise, like on which district they are falling. And third, we have to create figures. We have to create maps for union
Okay,
councils just to identify the locations of the
okay.
buildings.
So let's go have a review of our tables. So last time when we did some work how to prepare this table. So first result is overall. So we have 1.29 million building footprints, and we decided to have five major categories of the building size. So 1 to 5 Marla, that is the smallest size we have. The largest is greater than 21 Marla. Fine.
Yes.
And then we have on other side we have a number of units which we can produce using the rooftop solar panel. Fine.
Yes.
If the rooftop is replaced fully replaced with the solar panel, or
Mm-hmm.
like covered
Yes.
with the solar panel, not replaced, we need to be covered with the solar panels. So
Mm-hmm.
the lowest number of unit is less than 500. So this is kind of what's a cutoff value for our eligible and non-eligible building or suitable and non-suitable buildings in this case.
So we have discussed that we have to see those buildings which have per Marla potential greater than 750. So from this value from this class, we are
Hmm.
looking for this building which are more suitable for installation of solar panels.
Okay. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
what we can do is we have two categories under this range, and there are three categories, which is basically we can say the the eligible buildings. Okay, and then we have a building count and the proportion of the building count within the each category. It's not like we have a global count, a global
Yes.
percentage. It is within the each row or each range of the marlas we have in this table. Okay, let's go. This is
Mm-hmm.
overall. So we can see it's a good like how many buildings we can see the percentage wise could be eligible. So we
Uh,
have 190, 200,000, 55. So it's going to be 30, 35% of the total buildings.
yes, it was around 33% that buildings
33,
are eligible, more suitable.
according to this
Yes.
criteria. Okay, that's overall situation. So that's the first result we talked about. And
Yes, sir.
second thing which we discussed about to see the distribution of this result
Yes,
according
sir.
to the districts. Fine. So,
Mm-hmm.
so we want to
Yes, sir.
see which district has a better, but now we are not talking about the marlas. We are taking all the size.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And then only we are talking about the distribution of the units.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, each run. So, okay, so this is the district level result. Fine.
Yes, sir.
So first we have a global, then we have a district level
Mm-hmm.
results. So the next
Yes, sir.
objective is to identify the areas to highlight that.
Mm-hmm.
So for that we are planning to move towards the Union Council map. Fine.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so what are the Union Council results we have? So we have
Uh,
Union Council
mhm.
by the building size, and we have by the range of the units. So we have both
Yes, sir.
information together aggregated up to the Union Council level. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So can you explain me what
Yes,
you
sir.
did with this data and how you move towards the Union Council, how you join it, and then we will be talking about how to use this data, join with the Union Council level layer, and then developing some infographics or thematic maps.
Yes, sir. Sir, I just simply did that. I have identified those buildings in Union councils which has potential less than 500. I have made the classes of them. Also, I have there are multiple data information in this data. Like this is giving me the size of a building which have the potential of less than 500. It's a mean size of a building. See, on 500
Okay.
units per Merda, the size of the building was 1.4 Merda, and it gradually increases. And also, I have a field called count of eligible buildings where we just discussed that the building having 750 per Merda unit value are more
Hmm.
suitable. So this one is giving the values for those buildings out of the total buildings. This is a field that gives that these much buildings are present in our union council.
Okay, so in
And
other words, we have a total number of eligible buildings for the
yes, sir.
solar panel installation according to the criteria we discussed. And
Yes, sir.
we have the total number of building as well at that unit council level.
Mm-hmm.
And then we
Mm-hmm.
have a calculation of the percentage. Okay, let's go to the GIS and see how we this information we are going to be. Okay, so show me the layer which we have, and can I see the table? Okay, so we have done the data, and let's go to the variable we have, the last variable, where we have the number of buildings and percentage. Okay, so can I see the percentage range? Can you sort that one? Yeah, so we can see how many uh, union console we have. Can you a little bit,
So there was around
can you
319 union
change the
council.
size of this table, make it a little bit smaller from the, yeah, top or bottom? We can like see the number. Yeah, so just like small size. Just from the bottom, I can see the total number of rackets. Yeah, move it up because it's covered with the. Okay, No, that's fine because usually they have a total number of records at the bottom of the
Mm-hmm.
yeah, which I cannot see right now. Anyway, if you change the size of a little bit smaller, yeah, from the top and press it a little towards a small size. Yes, and then move it a little bit up. Okay, so now we can see the total records are 319
Mm-hmm.
union consoles. And how many districts you have?
So there are nine districts in
Nine
this
districts. So,
data.
so now let's go to the variable we want to be map. So, and we want to see the range of the variable. So in this case, we can decide the category. So starting the lowest number is, what is the smallest number we have in case? And we have, there are some union console we don't like have any data because we like union console have no building because we know there are some missing data set in certain cases. But where we have the data which is starting 14% eligible to, let's go to the maximum one. Oh, the last one, yeah. So we have 62% of the building. So now we can see this is the range of data is about 15% building to the 60%. So need to be see the distribution of the data between that range when we're doing the mapping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we need to know this information, and then we will focus on classification. Okay, let's go to the classification first. We want to do the thematic classification. Okay, can you change the view of the this table of contents to the change to the first one? I just don't want to show the location of the files. Go to the top under the table of contents. Under the table of content, yeah, first one option. Yeah, just the list. This one is.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's do the classification. First, you selected the variable eligible
Yes.
percentage. Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead. And then we use the which classes you will we use the classification scheme, change the classification scheme to the standard deviation, I think. And then we use a full standard deviation. Okay, the one the standard deviation. Okay, that's good. So now we have the range. So the first category is 0 to 10, 11, and then the
Mm-hmm.
maximum range is 49.6 to the maximum size of the percentage 62. That is the classes. How many classes we have?
There are six classes.
Six. So the mean value is between 30 to 40%.
Yes.
Okay. So if any unit console which is between 30 to 40% of the building footprints, they are following in that range,
Mm-hmm.
we can consider them they are yeah, there could be like they have a good potential. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
Okay, so now we have this option. So we were talking about how to make this map a little bit more usable. So if you can zoom the map from the base side, use layout zoom. Yeah, you take the zoom a little bit more. We want to see the full extent. Yeah, yeah. Can I see the bottom a little bit on the scroll up? Okay. So now um, the unique consoles with the green shade,
Mm-hmm.
they have higher percentage of buildings where the solar panel can be recommended.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Yes.
can you turn off those like those pink lines, which I think is the transmission lines? We will discuss about later why we need it. So now we need to be see those buildings which is our, if you see the from the Trebela Dam area
Mm-hmm.
and then all the way to the north, this area is
Mm-hmm.
basically it looks like to they have
It's a valley.
the very valley, deep valley, and both sides of the
Mm-hmm.
mountain. So that's why any union councils following in this area have a comparatively less solar exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Yes,
And the
sir.
same thing is so we need some kind of the so if we have more water bodies, it can help to see
Mm-hmm.
the side of, especially if you see the north side, north west. Yeah, that's fine. Sawat area. So this, the middle is the river. So if you see the bottom, there are few neighbor, union councils basically, which is having a less percentage. And
Mm-hmm.
because
Yes,
their face is opposite side to the like the mountain, they are on the what is called is the west side of the mountain, and it's having a less solar like exposure. So that's why they
yes,
have a
yes.
less opportunity. But on the other side of the mountain, across the river, they're facing towards the sun, so they have a more opportunities to get a better solar exposure. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
it means
Yes, sir.
this results, this distribution of the Union Council makes sense, but we need a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more river boundaries. So if you see on the Mansehra district, we believe there are some rivers going on, and we
Mm-hmm.
need that to clarify that cluster of the Union Council, which is have a less percentage. Either they we have a incomplete data, like missing data, or it could be possible we have some other things going on. I'm worried about the Swabi area. Okay, so Swabi Union Council is altogether is falling under a very low percentage, so we have to be check that results carefully before interpretation. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah. So we need a little bit more water bodies where we can make these kind of things clearly. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so if we take that map, if you think we are okay with this map by adding a little bit more water bodies, and we
Mm-hmm.
might need a location of the main cities. Do you have a location ready to show? Main
I have.
towns or locations? So we need to be overlay that one as well. Okay, okay, so we have the location of the cities. So look like the main cities except the Mangora and Sado Sharif area on the
Mm-hmm.
northwest side. Otherwise, most of the cities are looks fine to me. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
so what you need to do is export this map and then start writing the results like interpretation what we like briefly did so you can explain that one. We need to prepare another map after this where we are trying to be focus on certain areas. We need to decide which area we need to be discussed in this case. Okay,
Yes, sir. Fine.
yeah, okay. That's the first thing you need, and then if you go back to the classification of this Union Council layer, and yeah, go to the classification. Now you need to screenshot of this window because you need these kind of values, range. Fine. So what you need to do is take a screenshot, maybe the just highlight this window and Control Alt and print screen. That will be the best way to do that. Yeah, just wanna be just highlight this window, layer properties. Just click on that. Yeah, okay. You just taking that one. That's fine. So now you need to save this one and when you're going to write down results, so this range and the standard deviation has to be part of that table. So make it on the side, this range. So we will work on, no, we need to stay on the ArcGIS. Yeah, yeah,
No, sir,
copy it. Yeah,
I'm just
okay,
saying
I
that.
understand now. You just, yeah, okay, make a copy and leave it there. Stay there, stay there. Now we need to
Mm-hmm.
modify the labels. Can you go to the label in section first? No, no, here, on the label of this one. No, not the label, map label. We need to talk about the classification. Yeah, okay. So now we have a label here. First, you need to be do or change the as standard deviation is just SD. Change all of them into SD. Okay. Then we have a little bit more room. Okay, so now we are going to be include the range inside that label. So can you start in the first row after the SD, you need to be
Mm-hmm.
show the range. So use a bracket, space bracket, and then say less than 10.98 or equal to or less than something like that. Okay, yeah, and then close this one. The next one will be the range will be 10.98 to double space, make the space and dash line, and then go to the 20.66, I think. Yeah, is it? Yeah, 6. The next class will be, yeah, I think 6 too. We need to double check this one when we will put this value in Excel and then make it round. Then we'll see what the exactly the cutoff values are. Okay, so okay, okay, and then greater than. Yeah. Okay, and now you need to introduce the percentage all in the labels. So you need to be include the percentage. Yes. After that, no, after the number.
Okay, I just have
So
to add the sign of
yeah,
percentage.
sign of the percentage. Yes. With this, yeah, I think we don't need a space after that in each and every values. After each and every values. So now this map will be much easy to read because we will have the both information. If you want only single decimal, it will be fine, or without decimal, we can also do that. Okay, so we need to be
Mm-hmm.
figure out what is the best way. I will leave it to you, but now I would suggest go single decimal or no decimal, but you can experiment later how you will be showing this information. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
okay, so now there's one more change. Let's go on. Yeah, okay, leave it there. Yeah, leave
Mm-hmm.
this window, and then we will come back later. Okay, yeah, close this window and go to the map. Okay, so you see that map has a on the legend of this layer. Go to the properties of this, and now we are trying to be fix the count inside it. So to the layout, I think, yeah, here the feature count. Can you write down here UC? What's the U capital UC? Be inside the bracket. No, inside the bracket. Yeah, UC and what do we need to use? Okay, yeah, put the colon. No, not just a colon. Okay, yeah, that's no, yeah, and then space and apply it. Just apply and leave it there. Stay there. So we are trying to be C. So there is a space between the colon and the UC. I think we need to be, or is there any space or not? Yeah, it shouldn't be a
Yes.
space between them. It shows.
Mm.
Okay. So
I think there is no
okay,
space
and then
in the
you
middle of
need,
it.
yeah, well, you need a space between the two items on the legend. So what you need to do is
Mm.
enter a space before the bracket starts. No, not there, not here. Go outside. Yeah, space. Add one. No, not here. Other side. Yeah, now add one space. Yeah, now you will see there will be separation between the two fine on the legend if you apply it. Yeah, so we
Yes,
need to be
that's
see
good.
how to handle this one. Just need a one space. Okay. So now we can see there are three values in one row on the legend. So one is the standard deviation. Second one is
Yes,
the
sir.
range of the actual percentages of the house at the union council level. And then we have a number of union council within this range.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that information you need for now let's go to the size of this font size we need to check. So I would say like click on the not stay in that window, the item, and then click on the PV on the left side of the panel. Yeah, double click. And now you see this is the legend. It's called show label symbol. Yeah, this one, the last top right. Yes, this one. Go to the properties of this. And now we need to make sure they are at least readable. So I would say go to the 9 first. And what the font size you want for as per the research journal we are talking about.
Mhm.
Okay, so we need to be discuss that later. Okay, apply it and see what's happened now. Okay, so this is the thing which we need. I think it's yeah. Only thing is we want to be see how we will fit that information into our overall layout. Okay,
Yes,
just
sir.
yeah, close this window and we will yeah, we will come back. And now I want to see the full layout and see where we can get some room to 101 or maybe yes, that's good. So now we have a on the top you have a map. Can you move this map outside this layout? The locator map locator, yeah. Then take it outside, yeah, and a little bit more, yes. And now bring that legend in that area and try to fit it over there. Okay. So what we need to do is make it two columns of this legend. So it will be better to use that space. Okay. So let's go to divide into the two columns. Yeah. So the two and apply it, and then you will see now you're gonna make it. Yeah. Okay. So now, can you, yeah, but don't move with the mouse, just the clip when you snap with the borders, the grips, so then you use the arrow keys down, left one down, right, those kind of things. But we have to do
Yes,
one
sir.
more thing before that. Go back to the properties of this layer, and we don't want to be show that title. So go to the again into the properties of PV. No, 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 stay there. Yeah, go this one, and then do not show the second heading. This one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good. Apply it. So now you have a equal to, so the top row you can use as a simple tags to label it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you don't need to be, yeah, so this is the way you can easily do that. Okay, so yeah, so use the tags here if you want, or yeah, I'll show the label and then copy paste that tags. No, first you have to go get the tags and then you need to be, yeah, go, no, 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 don't close it then. I can show you where you can copy it in that window. Okay. No, 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 it's the frame properties. Make sure you select that legend first and then you go to the properties. Okay, now you can do and then capital the P, first capital and of eligible building. So we have to be find a proper like wording for this eligible building.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we call this potential buildings or something like
Suitable
that.
building.
Percentage of
Mm-hmm.
solar potential building at union council levels, right? At union council. Or by union council. By will be the by, yeah, by union council.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yes. So now we need to go to the symbol. No, stay there. Yeah, symbol. We need to make sure the font size we are using logically. No, over there on the back same window. Go to the symbol. Yeah, and then now you need to be check the. This is 9.8. We need to be use 10, I think, because it's the one last time we used 9. This is 10 and bold, and both are no, no 10, 10, 10, not 10.2. only
Yes, sir.
10, bold and Arial. So we are both using the same font. That's we make sure.
Mhm.
Okay. Only
Yes, sir.
difference is 1 point bigger, and then we have bold this one. Okay.
Mhm.
Good.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Apply it, and then let's see what will happen. Okay, so we need a little bit more space. I will tell you how to create it. So because we are going to be rephrase this one, but I want to show you how, if you need a little bit more space, how you can do it. Go to the items, yeah, and then no, go to layout, and then you see the wrap text, wrap labels. They have 110 to make it 115, and then apply it. Okay, so now you see the gap between the
Mhm.
header and the lines are removed, so you need a little bit more wrap. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and if you want a little bit more, so you can do it. Yeah, 15 to make it 20. Yeah, okay, let's do. Okay, that's fine. Close this
Mhm.
window and then adjust that. Yeah, first magnet and then use the arrow keys from onward. Yeah, bottom one and then yeah, one more bottom if you want. Yeah, no, I think one is up. Go back up. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
now this is the way you have this legend. We don't need a locator map in this case, and we have plenty of space underneath this legend which we can use for some other purpose, because we are going to be show the district boundaries, and then you need to add to the union council boundary layer as well information, because we need to tell these polygons are smallest are union council. Then we need water bodies, and if we need other boundaries, so we need a second legend over there too. Okay, the
Yes, sir.
bottom space which we have could also be used for some other things. Maybe okay, we will discuss about how we can utilize that space. So anyway,
Mhm.
yeah. So I think you need a city location with English names,
Yes, I will
and
do it. Yes, sir.
yeah, you need to be second legend, which is you can update the district boundary by adding the city location names by the water bodies, and then you have to
Yes.
be use the union council boundary just to see the polygon, see the smallest polygon with the gray boundaries is actually the
Mhm.
union council boundary. Fine.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I think this will be the kind of map, but if you think you need a on the top side, if you think you need like those numbers are making a little bit like adding an additional row, we can deal with it if you want to see how to manage it. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Yes, sir.
either we can use the second row for all the categories, or we need to be. So this is something we will discuss and in that skate. But I just want to show you the location and the possible way to include all the information which we need to be interpret this map. So now if we go
Mhm.
back to the legend and see how we can read this map. So according to this, the second column is kind of the all three categories showing the areas where we have a better opportunities for a building footprints for the
Mhm.
solar panel installation.
So, yes, sir.
Okay, so how many union console we have in this case?
Sir, there are around 215 union consoles that can be more suitable for
Okay,
solar panel installation.
so we are including the average range percentage too. So 110 plus 93 union consoles in the second last categories, and the
Mhm.
15 union consoles are actually they have a over 50%, around like around 50 and 50% uh, of the buildings at the union council levels. Okay, so these
Yes,
are
sir.
the union council which we are kind of suggesting
Mhm.
in that. So when you are going to write the results, you need to be highlight this union consoles and next map which we are going to be prepared. So this map is the first stage of this map is done, where we need to be decide the categories and
Yes, sir.
how we were going to be show the results.
Mm-hmm.
But now we need to be make a little bit clarification. So what is your suggestion how we will be explain this high and low eligible percentages?
So we can, I think, this class of having average number of buildings. I think we can exclude this one because this is only 30% of consoles. We can't suggest it. If we only take this class of having more percentage, like around 115 union consoles are there, which are having above 40% of the buildings are eligible. So we can take this. We can suggest these only these consoles.
Okay,
We can exclude this one as well.
okay. I would suggest like we need to be include that the average values too for the time being. But we will propose those are like next to the potential levels. We
Yes.
top priorities will be given to those like the last two categories. The union council
Mhm.
and last those two categories, and we need to be further explain the results. So what you have in your mind, like we have a discussion around how we can explain this union council with a good number of buildings and less number of buildings, how we can include this thing in the results.
So we can see what we have been discussing on. We said that this area of where the river is passing, where the water bodies are there, so it could be a valley. So we can find some more things like we can add mountains polygon just to see if there any kind of a shadow of that mountain on that council. So we
Okay,
can create a story like these councils are for that reason having a less potential.
okay. So let's start. Save this map and make a save as copy of this again second time, and then going to be a new map but using the same template. So just underscore of this name, just use the underscore and then put the name as a like selected area or focus area, something like that. We need to be make a map with some example.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
now, yeah, good. So now propose which area we need to be zoom in and discuss here. Which what's the best location you think we need to be use it? Can you take the zoom from the map zoom, and yeah, make a small window where we have all three cases. Good. And all the maximum you can see all those classes. One is I will say that no, go back. I will say near the Mangora is a good thing, but not make it too small. We need a big area. And the second case is near the Shangla and the Batagram, where we have high values. We have a low
Yes.
values, a percentage unique console as well. So we need, and then the Mansera cluster. Fine, we need to be look those areas. So I would suggest like along the river on the Swat Valley.
Yes.
But first, tell me about the building footprints. How are you satisfied? The cover give you the satisfactory number of building footprint in that region?
So these three regions like Mingora region, Batagram, and this Haripur region, I think these regions can be used as a focus area
Okay,
for to
let's
see
try
the
for the
knowledge.
Mangora first and make a bigger
Mhm.
window for the Mangora. Bigger, yes. We need to be focused first, bigger area, yes, and then slowly narrow down it. Okay, so can I see the full layout, full extent of the layout? Yeah, no, 101. Yes, 101. Okay,
Yes.
and so now move this white window outside the map. We can deal it later. Move the scale bar outside. We just want to be first focus on this. Yeah, and find the windows areas which we need to be focused, and then the legend as well outside. And there is one more white spot. Yeah, taking that one out. Okay, why it's not showing a full scale of that map? 101 it should be. Okay, then fit to the window. Yeah. Yeah, whole map. Yeah, whole map. Okay. Okay, that's giving us some idea. So if in this case, we have how many categories we have? We have the lowest number, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. We have five classes at least in this region.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So this
Mm-hmm.
could be a way. And now, can you turn on that base map? Okay. So we can recall what we are trying to do.
Yes, sir.
So this is the last piece of our result, most probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, sir.
after giving a overall study area overview and the distribution by the district level, and we are trying to be narrowed down by using the Union Council boundary. There are 300 and how many?
319.
391, 319 Union Councils. So we are trying to be see how many Union Council out of those could be targeted. So this is
Yes,
more for a like a provincial policy. If government wants to be focused on certain areas, so those areas they need to be targeted areas so they can start different kind of interventions. So this is the
yes.
point which we are trying to be proposed in the paper where government needs to be a step in. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so what we need to do in the last piece, so we need find a classical example where we can discuss about why the some unique concepts are more eligible as compared to the other. We can visualize those situations. Fine. It's going to be help
Yes, sir.
to some extent to explain our results.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will leave it to you from here. You need to find maybe
Mm-hmm.
this part or maybe similar where we can see two or three different things, but we can also see the like some background image. You can set a little bit transparency on top of the building foot union console layer, so we
Yes,
can
sir.
see the both things where you can easily visualize. And if you have a more water bodies, it will be helpful to show the results. And if you have
Thank
a
you.
building footprints on top of that, and you can also maybe we need to be show those building footprints their distribution. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah,
Yes, sir.
can you turn on the building footprint layer in this case if you have that one?
Yeah, it would be very tricky to show the building footprint, but still we'll
Okay.
see it how we
No,
can show
I
it.
know that there are too many building footprints. It's very difficult to show their classification. But at least we can show the concentration and density of the building footprint within the polygons or within the union consoles. Fine. That's I'm trying to see if we can show those kind of things.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the last piece, but there was one more map we were hoping to include. So what was that map we were discussed? We maybe we need to be consider.
So I think we have to see the transmission line data where we
Okay,
can show the
yeah.
councils.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so because we are planning to discuss something more accessibility or access to the transmission or the distribution of the electricity and the challenges, so we need to relate
Yes, sir.
it. I think we
Mm-hmm.
need to be focused on the transmission line a little bit more, and we needed more detailed information. So we
Yes,
need
sir.
to be reach out to those the proposed. So out of those, what is called is the last three categories, which you have
Mm-hmm.
average, above standard deviation, and the second standard deviation above the average. So those three categories, then you need to be see with respect to the transmission lines. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
this is the way we will
Mm-hmm.
further narrow down which union consoles could be more like in a need in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the way you can propose a selected like more small number of union consoles in the initial stage, and then with respect to the uh, uh, with respect to the transmission lines or distribution lines, either way.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay, why
Fine.
those buildings are not coming in that area? It's just loading it
No,
or?
sir, they are loaded. No, sir, they are done,
Okay,
I think.
Okay, they're done.
Yes, sir.
As if I don't see the buildings in that region then, though many.
So I
Okay,
think on the Swat Valley, we have a very missing data on the north
okay,
of Swat.
okay. Let's go back to the back. Yeah, back on the main map. Yeah, zoom back. No, yeah. Then we try to be find the areas which can be focused on that areas. Okay, okay. Zoom it into the second option which we have. Yeah, this area, and let's see what the situation is. Bigger, bigger. No, you need to be see. Go back. Oh, zoom back. Yeah, make yeah bigger area. Yes. Okay. So we have a situation. Okay, good. Yeah, we have the data for this area. Good. So we can
Mm-hmm.
explain this area like it seemed like we have a better coverage in this
Yes, sir.
case. Okay, so you can make a map where we can see 8 or 9 union console. They have at least 2 or 3 different categories
Mm-hmm.
based on their percentage of distribution, and that's going to be a interesting map. Either you can show the transmission line within this map, or you can make a new map with showing the transmission line with better if we need to be explain that situation. If not, then we will
Mm-hmm.
close the results from here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, so we have now two major areas where we have a discussion about the overall result district and overall level, like the study area level, and then second one is we're talking about the union councils. And in the overall paper, your
Mm-hmm.
introduction, the first round of the introduction is done. You and with other co-authors, they have reviewed this document, and we need to find somebody who can give us a feedback how they read this, how they find this introduction, and then we need to be see how many words we need to be actually do. Can I see how much, how big is the introduction right now we have? So it's like over
2,500 words.
2,000 words. So we need to be make it around 1,000 or maybe 1,200, and plus the
Mm-hmm.
research objectives. Fine. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the
Yes,
way
sir.
we need to be reduce this one. So after getting feedback, I will go through
Mm-hmm.
it and will suggest you how to uh, adjust this introduction according to the
Mm-hmm.
journal requirement. Okay, and your first part of the results are seems completed. You have
Yes,
all
sir.
those ticks, and share this information with your co-authors. Ask them to give you the feedback, but please make sure when you are going to share this document, you thoroughly brief them what we have
Mm-hmm.
discussed about what kind of results we are going to present. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and what
Yes,
the
sir.
background you have, so they can easily explain that one. Like they can read it clearly and they can suggest where we need to be improve that
Mm-hmm.
text.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay. Yes, sir. Fine.
then you're going to be complete that maps. At least two maps.
Mm-hmm.
One is done, but you need to polish it. And then the second one is you need to find this way and zoom it a little bit more. And then you need to be focused on certain areas. So this is not the like zoom level I want, but you can slowly move into the areas where you can see your 7 or 8 different union consoles, but they have showing you the both patterns plus and like higher and low percentage of the union of the building footprints at the union console
Okay.
levels.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
and then you're
Yes, sir.
going to be write down the same like table. So how you describe the table? Can I know like how you start right presenting the results?
So first, I have given the brief overview, like what this table is giving information. Then I told how to read this table, like what each field and each cell is telling. Like this value is giving the total count of the buildings in this category, and this is telling about the percentage of these buildings.
Okay.
And the third part, I just briefly explained each and every cell, like This category has having less than 500 per mandala values have these much buildings, and total 99.9% buildings are there. So like this, I have explained each and every. There are two tables. I have explained them in the
Okay.
same way.
Yeah, that's good. So the similar pattern you're going to be adopt in the similar way you're going to explain the results
Mm-hmm.
based on the map. So in the
Okay.
map, if you go to the map we just created, exported it, and I can explain you what you need to do. So insert that map into this area, and now you're going to be the Union Council level results.
Yes.
Okay, and first you need to be start with the giving a statement about this figure. So what's the main purpose of
Okay.
this map, and showing the distribution of Union Council level results, the percentage of the buildings which had a greater opportunities for the solar panel installation at the rooftop. Okay, so that's going to be the I think you haven't export that map yet, which because we have a legend
No,
in the top of that. Okay. If not, you can go back and export it again. It's fine. Yeah, open the map. Save this one then when they ask you, okay? And export this map. And then you need to be, so I can explain you while you're doing the export. So first thing is you need to be talk about the one statement about this map or the figure.
yes, sir.
And the second thing is to give a how to read the legend. Like that's the main thing is you need to be explain. So what is
Yes,
the
sir.
layer you are going to be like presenting here? So that is the legend you need to be include in that. So in that legend you need to be explain all three things. Okay, so what
Mm-hmm.
are those three things we have in that legend? So
So first, we have to tell the categories we are taking, like standard deviation ranges. Then
yeah,
we have to uh, tell them what number percentage of buildings are there in this category, and
range
then
range
on the
of the percentage of the buildings. Yeah, that's the
mm-hmm.
second one.
and yes,
Okay.
on and the third one is we have to tell the count of union council in that category in that range.
Okay, so that's a unit of analysis. So unit of analysis we are using in this case as unit console. So we need to tell how
Yes,
many unit consoles we have. So these three information you need to be going to be a second your a statement or maybe the part of
mm-hmm.
the result for this figure. And then the
Yes, sir.
third thing is basically is talking about is which layer is giving you something which you need to be further discussed. Like we have a two group of categories. First group is giving you the less percentage of the building
Yes, sir.
footprint at the unit council level, and the other three layer set of the categories are basically giving you the some better percentage. Fine. So
Mm-hmm.
that is
Yes,
the
sir.
thing you are going to be talk with respect to the map. So just explain, read the results. You don't need to be discuss it. Just tell them which areas are on the map, which district seems like southern part of the district or north part or along the river. So you need to be tell those areas are. So we will detail
Okay.
like discuss these results in detail in the discussion section. But at this stage,
Mm-hmm.
you need to
Yes.
be present at least three areas: the statement about this figure,
Mm-hmm.
how to read this legend, what like different kind of informations are there. You need to focus on this classification, but not the other boundary layers, like those kind of things. So you
Mm-hmm.
just
Yes, sir.
focus on this part of the legend.
Okay.
Okay, and then
Yes,
you
sir.
have the same next map you're going to make, and that's the way you are going to same thing you're going to be discussed about once you have finalized the map. You're going to be talked about the three things in that one area. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So now we have discussed two areas of this paper:
Mm-hmm.
introduction and the results.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's the plan for the methodology?
Sir, we have to see how we're going to write the methodology. Like what I thought there were two ways we can write. Like
Mm-hmm.
first we can say that we have studied this tool to find the solar radiation values, and then we find the values on the mountainous region. And the second one is we can say that we saw the locations in the north of Pakistan where the electricity transmission line is an issue. So for that purpose, we studied how we can suggest how we can tackle these issues. So for that, we have used this tool to find alternative of electricity. So
Okay.
these are the two ways that I thought we can
Yeah,
suggest to write the paper.
definitely. So one thing I want to clarify, the methodology you have in your thesis
Mm-hmm. Yes.
is basically we try to be narrated whatever the things we have done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But in
Yes, sir.
this case, in the manuscript, we are trying to be give it more a what is a kind of the focus on the key things in the methodology. So we are not
Mm-hmm.
traditionally starting about the study area, and then the data sets and other things. First, you will be presenting the overall methodology, how to calculate the solar potential at the rooftop, fine,
Mm-hmm.
and what are
Yes,
the
sir.
parameters you have defined or used in this
Mm.
case. Okay,
Okay.
and then you
Yes, sir.
will be talking about the data sets along with where whatever the data sets you use, like the digital elevation model you use, then wherever you have that information in the method, like during the
Mm-hmm.
method you explain that you can mention about the data sources over there. You don't need to be discuss a lot about the data source. You just need to be give a citation about the data sets
Yes.
so people can, if they want to
Okay.
know more about the data set, they can go to those places or websites.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we try to be give a more study area point of view, like how where this method is going to be implemented. So that's a place where
Mm-hmm.
you can discuss about a little bit more on study area, and then like in the methodology if you like. So I believe we are almost closing the introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Results,
Yes, sir.
you're working on the last piece of the results. And now
Mm-hmm.
you can see from the results your methodology is clear. You have already tags, you need to rearrange it and
Mm-hmm.
just try to be give a little bit like mm, strategically you need to explain the methodology, not narrate them the way we did
Mm-hmm.
in the thesis. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so the
Okay.
last piece of the paper would be the discussion and conclusion section. So that we will
Mm-hmm.
be going to be discussed later. Once we have all three pieces, we put them
Yes, sir.
together, then we will be having a meeting with the group, and we
Mm-hmm.
will, once we are satisfied with the results are going with our objectives, they are
Mm-hmm.
justifying our objectives, then we are going to be discuss about our results. So in the next session, we will discuss about how to lay out our discussion sections. Meanwhile, what you can do is make a list of the limitations where we have a data
Okay.
limitations, where have to be methods. So all those limitations, if you already have identified, that's fine. Otherwise, we need to be make a list of those all limitations we are facing in this research.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you very much, and let's let me know when you've done this section, and we will talk about the discussion then.
Yes, sir. Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, sir.